Halloween.
Forever.
Hey guys, why can't a T-Rex clap his hands?
Why can't a
Why,
T-Rex
Brian?
clap his hands?
Tell me, I'm so
'Cause
excited.
He's a dinosaur. He's fucking extinct.
Ah,
Welcome, boys and ghouls, to another goddamn episode of Halloween is Forever. I'm Brian.
I'm Meg.
I'm Steve.
Oh, we were just talking about before we got on here about how dinosaurs didn't exist and fossils are there to challenge our faith in Jeebus, which we were just talking about a minute ago, and that I truly believe. Actually, I don't know if I believe that or if I believe that like early humans rode dinosaurs around like they say at the Creation Museum.
Yeah.
I
Because
actually,
they got a nice setup down there. That can't be fake.
Can we so you guys make fun of me for being a horse girl, but can I be like a dino girl where I'd just pretend like all the horses I rode on were just dinosaurs? Can we just switch
Honestly,
up the narrative
this
here?
whole thing about how dinosaurs are related to birds is horse shit. I mean, obviously. I say that dinosaurs look a lot more like horses
See,
than
look
birds.
My narrative is shifting. I have a whole new persona now, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Dino
just gonna start.
You braid dinos' manes.
I would much prefer to have Dino Girl than Horse Girl.
This is Meg's new narrative. Everybody thought
She wears boot-cut jeans and
yeah.
braids
Everybody
her
thought
hair.
dinosaurs were like lizards, but then they were like, oh no, dinosaurs have feathers, and now Meg is no, dinosaurs have manes and I braid them and they're pretty.
You know what though is what I wear every day is these painted cowboy boots that have dinosaurs on them with rhinestones and really crazy, just it basically looks like there's spikes on the back of them.
Mhm.
It's super fashionable. It's called Dino
Can I
Chic.
say something real quick?
Of course.
Sounds about right. So I don't know
On
why.
brand. Megan on brand
Sometimes a
again.
perfectly placed sounds about right is the
Sounds about right.
sickest burn. One time we were at Vintage Estates in Boardman, and one of this guy who's like a professor at YSU that we used to hang out with. He's a really good guy, very eccentric, stereotypical professor guy. He was talking about how he used to guess people's weight at the carnival, and just nobody was laughing and making fun of him. And my cousin just goes, "Yeah, it sounds about right." And to this day, it was the sickest burn I ever saw. Everyone pointed at him and laughed. It was great.
You know what though? I feel like that might actually be the best job, and I wouldn't mind doing it just to make fun of people, because I would come up with some very obscure numbers that would either be extreme one or the other.
Just taking people's money and then insulting them about that.
That's pretty
But
dope.
I would
pencil.
also but I would also probably try to guess their astrological sign and then come up with something ridiculous, but then also come up with a huge backstory for it. Guys, I have a plan. My new career is chosen for me.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go.
I can guess people's ages pretty darn good. I'm just saying. I mean, listen, I was a carny. I was not a ride
were a
carny or a
carny.
game carny. I was a food service carny, which is on the hierarchy of carnies, on one end being depending on how you think about it, the hierarchy, the high end or the low end, but it's definitely the more hardcore end is the game carnies and the ride carnies.
Yeah.
And then the
You
food
saw the
service
shit.
carnies are the kind of just carnies that dabble,
Right.
Oh.
I mean, I definitely didn't wear a shirt and I was super drunk all the time.
Oh,
And I had a
that
lot
doesn't
of
sound very food safe. I don't know if I would want to buy French fries from you.
oh yeah.
I don't know if I would want to buy French fries from you with a shirt on though either.
Yeah, that's fair. When we used to get the big giant boxes of potatoes that were all covered in dirt, we used to put them in the sink, and the sink wasn't even hooked up to wash them, and then we would just as a joke grab the little sprayer thing and go "Wing." And then we just throw the dirty potatoes.
You
in the
just
slicer.
every time you hand over an order, you're just gotcha, fucking. You're what? You're never mind.
No,
You're-
we would just say we'd just be here, have your disgusting fries, you stupid idiot, give me your money. You don't
Oh, I
care.
love it. I love
you don't
it.
care because there's not there's no customer service at a carnival.
Yeah, what are they going to do? Complain? You're not going to be there tomorrow.
I might have told you this story before. It was one of my favorite things I used to do. We used to just play pranks on the customers all the time because it's like, yeah, we don't fucking care if I ever see you again. So whenever somebody would come up and ask to speak to the manager, like one time me and my cousin Josh, imagine us two, like early 20s, piss ass drunk, no shirts on, just oil burns all over our arms and torsos, and we're just screaming profanities at each other because we were arguing about something. And there's like all these people in line, and this one woman comes up and is like, I can't believe you were back there yelling and screaming and cussing. I just probably looked at her like, I'm too drunk to taste this shit. And she was like,
I'm too drunk to taste this shit.
And she goes, I'm going to speak to your manager. And so I had these glasses that I made out of two red and green. One was a lemonade lid and one was like a Coke lid. And I made them and I tied it together with straws. I made these glasses. They were these big glasses. And when they go, I want to speak to your manager, I would go, hold on a sec. I'd turn around, put the glasses on and come back and go, yeah.
You're such a fucking asshole. But I think I just had a really good idea for how we should have the belt is they should actually be glasses that you get to wear with like a belt at the top of them.
Oh, okay. Like one of those, like it's like New Year's 2011.
Yep.
Yeah.
This show's getting too many belts. We only have 3 competitors.
I know.
What the hell is this?
We honestly, like,
We
if
just
there's
need to nail this
anything we
shit down.
need, if there's anything we don't need, it's more belts.
We don't even have a tag team division yet, and you're trying to introduce so many more belts.
We
That
each
would
hold
actually
4 belts.
Oh my
at one
god!
time.
When are we gonna do the tag team episode? Because I feel like that
that's
would be
actually
my
a sick
official.
idea.
That would be my official episode where I'd bring my sister on because you guys denied me at the live show.
Yeah, we did.
Here's the. I mean, and that was for all of our safeties. But I would say that because you guys are sneaky and murderous Swedes, we know this. I was going to say what we should do is take turns where there's 3 of us. We take turns where each of us goes and finds their partner, their tag partner, who comes on as a guest. They tag up, and then the other 2, of the 3 of us tag up.
Yeah. Sidebar, I really actually have a really good story from 4th of July for you guys. So I went out to Moraine to play disc golf and just like sit on the sun, which is like very opposite because I'm clearly very white and I burnt the fuck out of myself. So I was sitting on a towel with my friend, and this guy came up to me and he was just like, oh, hey, we have some Swedish exchange students here and they noticed the tattoo on your back. And it was because at the top of my neck here, I have Huested, which is like the Swedish spelling of my last name. And they noticed like some of the letters and they came and told that guy, and that guy came and talked to me. And I felt like this is actually how a horror movie starts.
I was going to say, then you find yourself in a bear suit, and
I'm like, no one. I mean, I don't know if anyone really who listens to this would have ever seen my back. My back is entirely tattooed. To be able to see the top part so clearly where you can read the letters, like you're either stalking me or like something creepy is going on, and you like knew I was gonna be there, and you met me there, and you just like follow. It got creepy, but I was kind of like, that's pretty fucking cool. And then also I was like, I'm really creeped out right now. Were they
actually like, oh, okay, that's even worse. But I was going to say, were they like Nordics, like, from like alien, the breed of aliens, the race of aliens, Nordics?
Here's the thing. The Swedes didn't come over. It was the old guy only.
Yeah. See, that's not right.
So that's the weird part.
That's classic sneaky Swede shit.
Yep, classic. You should have identified that. You should have identified that behavior way ahead of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it threw me off guard, guys. I'm a little bit naive. Okay, we've already established this. Yeah. Dino girl here is a little bit naive. Don't understand the Bible.
It's like a bunch of like South Boston, like Irish, people of Irish heritage, actually go out drinking with a real Irishman.
Yeah,
and they're like, oh fuck, no, that's for real.
I fucked up.
You did that, but you were like, I think I'm sneaky. But then I get around all these other real Swedes, and they're the real sneaky.
They're real sneaky.
Yeah, no. I just legit was like immediately texting my tattoo artist, and I was like, dude, we need to cover this up now. Like, this is scary. I can't have identifying factors on my body anymore.
Yeah. You're distilled sneak, and then they're true sneak.
Yeah.
So
yeah. All right, guys, listen. Let's stop insulting Meg's heritage for 1 second, and let's get into. Well, let's first of all, I think for anybody who's listening to this one, maybe you listened to the last one, knows that we got a new champ.
Champ.
All right. Steve took it home last month. And the topic for last month's episode was horror remakes and reimaginings. And Steve took it home with Crimes of the Future, which, Meg, I just think we need to make a pact now. No more favors. No more favors for Steve.
No, he owes us.
That's
owes
true.
us a boat.
Not only do you get no more favors, but you have to do us favors.
Yeah, like we gave him one favor. He now owes each of us one.
Let's say every year we all get like a favor.
So this isn't a party favor thing. Like I didn't get a bag when I left our live show. Like I don't know if I'm here for this.
I got a couple bags, but
what?
I got
weed. It was a weed joke.
Oh,
I got my favor early, but like if at some point during later in the year, somebody decides that they like need to change a movie or they need to, like Brian and I will confer, or Meg and I will confer.
I just like how sweet and innocent Steve is talking to us right now.
I think it's fair. Yeah. I think it's fair. Yeah, I think it's fair. We all just get one each year. That's all.
All right. Well, so Steve won, and he picked just a classic of the genre. Actually, this is a movie that I had heard of for years and years and years and never watched. This is one of, I would say, the king of schlock horror and low budget film.
Period.
Schlock period, not just horror. I would say low budget filmmaking in general. One Mr. Roger Corman, a legend, a living legend. However, this movie, even for him, boy howdy.
Yeah,
I tried watching it and then got bored, and then I had to watch it again today and make myself do it.
Yeah, I finished it today too. The film, if you haven't looked already, it's Carnosaur.
We got dinosaurs. Yeah. Again, Dino Girl here for dinosaurs.
Like there was good parts.
Yeah. Oh,
but
fuck yeah.
Overall, man, they were trying to just drag it to feature length. Anyway, we'll get into it. We're not there yet, guys. We got a couple things to get into.
I'm really surprised. I'm surprised, but we'll get into it later. But I'm just surprised you found it as such a slog.
It was just. There were some really fun parts, and there were some characters I really liked. No, that was the thing. There was like 2 characters I liked, and the rest of them were super forgettable.
I should have totally just started the episode by like laying on the table, offering you guys like blueberry pie.
That's one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, that was same here.
The Wish.com Jeff Goldblum eccentric doctor. I really. Let's wait because I can go on and talk about that guy for a while because he was very entertaining.
We will talk about him.
Let's first of all figure out what everyone's drinking tonight. I'll start first because I'm not even drinking beer. For 2 reasons. One, because this has been a hell of a fucking work week. I'm going on vacation next week. Just going, doing a little slam by a lake, kind of situation for a week. But I need me a break. This has been a hell of a week work-wise, and in honor of Steve's movie, where, chickens get turned into fucking dinosaurs, I decided to delve into, in my hot dog shop cup, drinking me a little Thunder Chicken with that ginger
you're going
ale.
Right back. All I want is you to actually put kind of get like a skewer and actually put some chicken in there. Get a whole skewer for these cocktails. Yeah. I really
right
that's
now,
what I want.
I just have a little Thunder Chicken, a little I normally like a squirt. You guys familiar with a squirt?
Yeah, I'm familiar with squirt. We have a shirt.
It's an alternative. Oh God, was that kind of squirt?
I know.
That's squirt.
Yeah, that was the couple. Name the squirts you guys are familiar with. No, but I just really liked how I said, "You guys familiar with the squirt?"
Yeah.
Steve goes, "Yeah, I'm familiar with the squirt."
We have a shirt on our on our TeePublic.
Yeah.
That is called Splurt.
Yeah, and it's a squirt.
Because you said don't say splurt.
Yeah, don't say splurt to me. I think that was the quote. Don't say splurt to me.
Mhm.
Anyway, yes, I usually do a little bourbon squirt. I ain't got any squirt, so I'm going with the ginger ale, and I usually throw a little maraschino cherry in there sometime. Didn't have that, threw a lime in there.
You're like a fucking fancy boy over there.
I'm just trying to. I'm drinking out of a Brighton hot dog shop cup.
Sick. Sick.
It is the commemorative one from August 2019 where they were celebrating the 50th anniversary of Woodstock.
Jesus Christ.
So I'm getting after it. This is a Yinzer. For those of you who don't know about the Brighton hot dog shop, it's a local hot dog shop chain, and they got some
I've
real
never
dumb.
indulged.
Yeah, they get these. You've never had Brighton hot dog shop?
No, I haven't.
Bitch, what?
Shut up, Meg.
What the fuck are you saying to me right now?
Oh my god, I didn't know life would get so aggressive so quickly.
Oh my
It's so crazy.
fucking god.
It's such a crazy thing to say, especially to Brian and I. It's fucked up.
So
Guys, I'm from Western New York. I'm either
You've
getting if I'm
lived
my hot
here for
my hot
decades.
dogs are AJ's and I don't fuck around. And then when I'm here, I get the fancy dogs.
I'm going to put a plastic bag over your head. Partially suffocate you,
Guys,
drag
this is
you
evidence.
into
This is
my
gonna be
car,
used as
and
evidence.
take you to fucking hot dog shop, Meg. That is outrageous. And the thing is, it's not even my favorite hot dog shop around here. It's an institution. Anyway, I'm drinking a little Thunder Chicken because I'm trying to get just a little buzz on right now. For those of you who aren't familiar with the phenomena of Thunder Chicken, it's Wild Turkey 101. What are you guys drinking? You guys drinking beers?
I'm double fisting right now, mildly for effect because shit show of a day. But so I have a Miller Lite on my one side, but then I got a good beer on the other side, and it's called Equal Parts from Hitchhiker. Again, my roommate works for Hitchhiker, but it's a lemon tea sour. So I know I've drank tea like seltzers on this show, and I'm just like all about it. Like give me tea in a beer. And I'm fucking all over it. So it's
Me
delicious.
too. I like a tea beer.
It's actually really
beer.
nice. But it's like nice and tart, kind of Arnie Palmer-ish, but not sweet. And I like that.
Sounds
Y'all
yummy.
motherfuckers ever get down on an English like an English tea ale?
Hell yeah. From Roundabout.
Roundabout does one.
Yeah, what's the one with the Earl Grey, right? They do the Earl Grey Pale Ale.
Leaning Cast does one as well that I really love.
They do. I actually didn't love that though. I went there a couple weeks ago and I saw the Earl Grey and I was like, I want that because I've had this idea. The like latte, like a London Fog, which is so I always wanted to kind of mimic a beer after that. Again, TM because I haven't seen one done executed well. But I love Earl Grey bergamot. Like give it to me like in my face. And that's like the tea I usually drink in the morning anyway. But just add some like lactose with and a little bit of vanilla. Like I think it would be beautiful and like a mild. And I know that's what Leaning Cast tried to do. I just felt like it was missing layers. You know what I mean? I like their beers. I do. I like their space. They're great. But yeah, it wasn't my favorite.
I'd say the other attempt that was probably better was Shoe Brew did one. Okay. That was in conjunction with Millie's ice cream because Millie's does London Fog ice cream.
Sure.
So it did have all that lactose and everything that you're talking about.
Yeah.
I think though, like if you do an Earl Grey with maybe like a little bit of smoked lapsang, that could be interesting.
You might need to tell me what that means.
Lapsang is like a smoked tea.
Okay.
Yeah, so like you get a little smoke and Earl Grey in the same one, and then like make it sweet. That could be cute. It's like
I'd be into that.
TM on that one. I TM now.
I might just like TM your TM. I'd be like, I'm gonna do that one. Ooh, so we're maybe like a very mild base, but like with some smoke malt, like some oak smoke malt, and then maybe
the tea itself is smoke.
Well, I'm just saying, like if we want to create the layers of it, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like we could possibly use the tea, but like create the characteristics of the tea within the beer is basically what I'm going after.
And then you just rim the glass with lactose.
Yes. And blow it up your fucking nose.
Brian.
How about just drink a fucking beer? You know what I mean? Like
Hey
a
Brian,
goddamn red bone.
there's so much creativity we could have here. Let me talk to
Brian.
the adjunct master down here.
That's right.
For 2 seconds.
Let's
about
actually
a fancy
dry
boy beer.
hop a beer with fucking G.I. Joe weapons or something. All right, guys.
Microplastics.
Microplastics.
We just
crimes
Steve,
of the
we just upset Brian.
crimes of the Firkin. It's a British crimes of the Firkin. It's a British ale, but
Fan film.
you throw a bunch of microplastics into the.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We upset Brian so much he tried to pass over me and my beer.
Oh yeah,
He did.
I got
He did.
mad.
He wanted to
Because I was
start
looking
talking
at a
about
picture
plastic
of your
and
beer
beer.
behind you, and
No,
He's
you're
also
not, Brian. No, you're not.
different
You're-
beer.
Yeah, you're looking at a picture of a beer I drank on Hop Nation. The beer I'm currently drinking, though, you'll actually appreciate and won't be a jerk about.
Wow.
It's a beer from Dissolver, and they made it in collaboration with Southern Grist. And this beer is called Night of Secrets, and it is a dry hopped copper lager.
You know what?
okay.
I hear that name and I just feel like creepy things, like not good things. Like I don't want to know the secrets that are happening at night.
Yeah, no, and like the can's evil, so
Oh,
yeah,
that's kind of cool.
Ooh,
Night of Secrets.
I actually like that.
That's
Like-
kind of cool.
yeah. Dissolver has sick can art. I haven't liked any beer from them until now, so
Is that another Bible reference though?
no, I don't think so. They're very satanistic. Like their logo is like their logo reminds me of The Void, the
Okay.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I should
it's sick.
rewatch that sometime. I
Oh,
actually
that
been thinking
movie's
about it too.
fucking rules.
So
The
fucking
movie's
good.
awesome. But yeah, this movie or this beer is like it's light Munich malt and wheat malt and Tettnang and Huell melon hops.
Sure.
Sure.
There's a nice tongue slap.
Are we gonna go? Are we gonna do our little spinny wheel, or is that gonna be next time?
It is time to spin the wheel this week.
Sound effect.
Let's spin that motherfucking wheel, you guys.
Can we start getting sound effects where you can have this like do 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 do, but it's like spin that wheel type thing, you know?
Yeah.
Can you, Brian, Steve, make it happen?
sound effects, but it's like just the same air horn over and over again.
Yeah.
Sure.
But he
Sure.
actually just took my sound bite from that and just keeps playing it
Yeah.
over and over.
I just loop it and pitch bend it.
Can we
And
have a
then people
sound
get-
effect? And then it's just Meg going, can we have a sound effect?
All right. So the first one is one that I put on the list, and I don't know how well it's going to go. But it's called sports horror.
Sports
Oh.
horror.
And like even when I wrote it into the list, it's sports horror with a question mark. Is that a thing? Question mark.
Could we like that could also kind of mildly be like a high school horror thing or like a college like where it's like there's a bunch of jocks maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Like cheerleaders.
Yeah, dead
you could go-
cheerleaders.
There is a
I want all-
cheerleader slasher film out there.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I just don't know if there's like enough. So
Do
we'll
we
figure it out.
Let me ask this. If
Yeah.
we do this one,
Yeah.
would it be a situation where like if it takes place like sorority babes in the slime ball bowlerama, all right?
Sure.
It takes place in a bowling alley.
Sure,
Is that
yeah.
enough?
I think so because that's sports. Yeah.
But there's no sports being performed as far as I know.
Okay. There's
Because the
there
bowling
is-
alley's closed. It's nighttime.
Sure. There is another like bowling related horror film as well. So like I think if it takes place in a sports event, also I remember like Zombie Nightmare, not that any of us would pick it, but like there was a lot of use of baseball bats in a baseball field, I believe.
Oh.
So I think if we can justify it enough.
Yeah. I can think of a couple that have prominent sports scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think this is a terrible topic, but it's fine. Let's keep going.
The audience might not even vote for it. So
That's true.
Good.
That's true.
Shut it down, audience. Shut it the fuck down.
Yeah.
All right.
This might be a layup for somebody else.
That's true.
Fuck you both. You guys probably both have. You guys already have
I got a
ideas.
couple.
So
We struggle.
the next one is one that came up last year, but we didn't go through it. It's future directors and writers.
Okay.
And so the theme of this is anybody who got their start in horror but became bigger.
Right.
So you're looking like if you think about Sam Raimi as probably the best Sam Raimi or Peter Jackson are the best examples of this. They got their starts in horror, but now like they direct Spider-Man and Lord of the Rings. So
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yep.
I'm following.
yeah, if they got their start. That's number 2. And number 3, non-traditional vampires.
Ooh, I like that one. I think I came up with that one.
Yeah, I believe that one was one you added.
Can you give me a couple examples? Like, I mean, we're talking about that one movie that you liked last year. What was it called? Like, it wasn't like a super
Uninvited.
No, it wasn't Uninvited.
Oh.
No, it was like the something like their love was in the title. It was like the family, like the brother and the sister taking care of the sibling.
I can't. My heart beats because of you, or something like that.
My heart can't beat unless you tell it to.
Are you talking about like maybe something like that?
That would be
something...
a great example. I would even go as far as to say something, basically anything that's not like your traditional gothic Bram Stoker-ish type of Dracula vampire.
I think that'd be fun. I actually saw one. I already have a film for that one.
Near dark would be a good one.
I already have one.
30 Days a Night.
30 Days of Night.
30 Days a Night would be like a good. I feel like it almost feels true. I mean, I guess I get it because they're like going into a unique environment. I do love that movie, but I
would say even like John Carpenter's Vampires or what was the other one I was just about to say? Oh, even like Lost Boys. Lost Boys.
Lost Boys would fit, I think, just because, again, but the farther you can get away from that gothic sense and I can't think of an example, but like on What We Do in the Shadows, there's Colin Robinson, who's the energy vampire. If you can find like an energy vampire movie.
Yeah. I even think like Blood Red Sky was a good one, but I can't remember. I was trying to Google it. There's actually another one that I saw on Shudder at the end of last year that I thought was really a unique take on the whole vampire thing, but I'll save
it's
it.
It's actually a bigger
subgenre
than it was. I remember looking into it, and there was a lot more to choose from than I thought there was.
For sure.
So anyway,
it's a good concept. I feel like in general that people can play off of in unique ways. And I feel like it's not as like pigeonholing where people have like exact opinions like zombies. I think zombies can sometimes get you like halted in your spot. You're like, but like they need to be undead and they need to not think, and then so we have like anywho, I'm going off the rails.
Vampires feed on people. They drink their damn blood, but
the farther away you can get away from that concept of just like biting somebody's neck in an alley, the more points you get.
Oh, I know what Steve's doing.
Oh my gosh, I just want a live video of like every time we say something is just like a plus sign in the corner or something like that. It's like a video game show.
All right, so those will be our showdown topics for you to choose from in July for our August showdown episode. Once again, sports horror.
Is that a thing?
Sports horror ? In parentheses, is that a thing ? And future directors, writers, and non-traditional vampires. So quite an eclectic little shot there. And you know what? Hey guys, hate to be the break this to you without very much ceremony, but August, you know what that means? August is full on pre-Halloween. So once
this is where we insert a sound too.
Sound effects.
Yes, this is where we insert like spooky door creaking, witch cackling, skeleton xylophones.
Spooky skeletons,
yeah. Okay. Now, let's get into, Steve, I'll turn it over to you because we got a little fucking flicky that I was affectionately referring to as Carnosaur, the insult comic dinosaur. Because this motherfucker is a damn puppet.
He rude.
Yeah.
He a rude puppet.
And he rude.
He's a rude puppet. We're talking about Carnosaur from 1993, as produced by Roger Corman, who has, to his credit, 515 producer credits to date.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
It's a lot.
That man make a lot of movies.
Yeah.
I think the only thing he rivals is like porn producers.
Yeah, definitely. The film itself was directed by Adam Simon and Darren Maloney and written by Josh Brosnan, who wrote the novel of Carnosaur.
Yeah.
And
this was
Adam
based
Simon,
on a book too.
It's based on a book.
Oh
Based
my
on a
God.
book that came out before the book Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
And the movie came out before Jurassic Park.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Jurassic Park's so derivative now.
It was written 100% to capitalize on Jurassic Park, but then it came out before Jurassic Park.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah, like, because Jurassic Park, obviously, Roger Corman, he's tied into Hollywood. He knows what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
He gets word Steven Spielberg's making a dinosaur film. He says, fuck that. I'll make a dinosaur film quicker.
You would think he would have wanted to be like, let's wait and see if Jurassic Park is a big hit. And then I come on the heels of Jurassic Park, pick up them scraps. But no,
Nope.
he's like, I'm going to beat out Jurassic Park to the punch.
That's how smart Corman was. That's why he has 515 producer credits, because he can predict the market. And he said, oh shit, Dinos is going to be huge. I better get out there with mine.
Dinos is gonna be
I better get Carnosaur into the videotape stores so everybody can pick that up when they think they're getting another Jurassic Park.
Yeah, and this had to have
Man.
went straight to video, right? This didn't get a theatrical. No, I think it did get a theatrical release. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure this one got a theatrical.
Well, I mean, I see the budget was like 850,000, and I'm seeing box office was 1.8 million. What the fuck? That was definitely probably really good marketing ploy at that time. I mean, honestly, though, like looking at a couple of the cast members, though, I was like, they were definitely a little bit popular at that time.
Yeah, that is how Roger Corman do. He doesn't shoot blockbusters. He shoots for an incredibly small budget, then makes that budget back and then some.
Yep.
And then puts that back into the next piece of shit film.
Yep.
Now, this isn't as apparent, but like when you go into Carnosaur 2 and 3, I'm pretty sure they didn't get theatricals, but like even if you just watch the trailers of those films, you can see like how Corman reuses elements between the two of them. Like he reuses stunts and puppets and shots all from one film to the next to make those films cheaper. This is what makes Roger Corman one of the best filmmakers ever from a commercial sense.
Yeah. Just wild, like isn't it like I've heard this might be one of those like bullshit stats that somebody made up, but of his like 500 something credits, he's only had like a handful of movies that weren't profitable.
Oh yeah, it's something like that.
That's pretty
like,
impressive though too, and I feel like that's like I think it's like a cool testament to like people just wanting to follow the schlock, as you guys so put it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He knows what he's doing. Like he's just like he knows how to make a competent film on a absolutely hilariously small budget.
Yeah. And like even like obviously he's kind of a prototype for the Asylum.
Right.
And like the way they just kind of churn out those fake ass films that come out. But like even watching Carnosaur and comparing it to Asylum films, Carnosaur is far more like competent and smart. Like
it's yes, 90%. Honestly, that's not even exaggeration. 90% of those Asylum films are unwatchable.
Yeah,
like they're just absolute bullshit. They literally made them just to go in the $5 bin at Walmart.
Yeah, we did Titanic 666 on this show.
Jesus Christ! I
What a
hated
piece
that
of
movie so
garbage.
much. Yeah.
So
You made it sound fancy.
garbage. But yeah, let's get into the plot of Carnosaur. Carnosaur, it is basically about a genetic engineering doctor who goes rogue, and she genetically manipulates their chickens to grow and birth dinosaurs. But in that, she creates a virus that infects all of humanity, which also like just
Can we talk about though like the opening credits though, and what I loved about it was just like each of the experiments, and each of them got more ridiculous. So you're like, we're gonna try an iguana, but the goal is a chicken.
Right.
We're gonna try a pelican, but the goal is a chicken. And I also felt like the last one being a turkey, I felt was like we always come full circle to turkeys being the most ridiculous thing that you could probably put in.
Turkeys always come full cirky.
turkey.
Turkey always come full cirky.
Yeah, so The opening credits do kind of rule because it's all of this. The film itself is pretty ahead of its time as far as like farming, like what is it? What kind
factory
of
farming?
Factory farming, yeah. Anti-factory farming, anti-GMO, anti just copyright law in some ways.
Yeah,
anti-government.
There's like an. I hate to give it too much credit for this because it definitely was an afterthought, but it has this kind of shitty attempt at like being a vaguely environmental horror type of thing.
Here's the thing, Brian. Let me stop you for a sec.
Yeah.
Is it an afterthought or was this part of the book?
Listen,
is the book better?
I'm gonna lay some really heavy information on you guys right now.
You don't read.
I never read Carnosaur.
Did you ever read a book?
See,
I read a lot actually, but that would have been funny if I was like, guys, I can't read. Stop saying that. No, but
don't
Stop
believe.
asking me if I read the
you'd
book.
be like, why do you watch all those foreign films with subtitles? How do you?
You know
do
what
that?
I think though is like we are missing is that we keep coming around to different things that we need to start reading. You know, we have the sadness, we have this film, we have my
This
film.
is not a need to read. Let's be clear about that.
Actually, Brian,
don't
is
know.
it? I
Yeah.
mean, we don't know exactly, Steve.
My thing is, I'm pretty sure Roger Corman tricked the author of Carnosaur into selling the rights to his book.
He probably did.
Carnosaur the book might actually be even better than the movie, which as most books are.
Yeah,
But I'm willing to bet all of this anti-factory farming, anti-government narrative in it is in the book, and they just like it just happens that Carnosaur, was able to adapt some of it.
Could be. This was weird because yes, it definitely has this like environmental angle, but then it also like makes the hippies that like chain themselves to the machines because they don't want like what is it, a strip mine or something?
Yeah, the anti-mining film.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they make them like really annoying and stupid and like laughable characters.
Yeah.
The people who are trying to protect the earth, and they make like the asshole gun-toting alcoholic guy who just threatens people with guns all the time. Like he's kind of the hero a little bit. Like he's definitely the hero.
Yeah.
And he's like a total piece of shit and like threatens to kill all the hippies. So that's what I mean when I say like.
So yeah, I think by making the hippies kind of dumb and like just dinosaur food.
Yeah.
That's just Corman making it more exciting and interesting to watch.
Yeah.
Where I believe by making Doc, who is the security guard you're talking about, he is a more complex character than the movie actually portrays. And we're supposed to kind of believe this arc that he goes from this drunken security guard to an environmentalist himself.
Yeah. I thought I actually kind of liked his character. I didn't like the character. I kind of liked his performance, is what I meant to say. Okay. I didn't think he did a terrible job.
No, not at all.
Yeah, I kind of thought he was convincing, and yes, it was like so painfully fucking 90s, with his wearing sunglasses at night and a black bandana with like he looked like he was like a stunt double on like Desperado or something. But he definitely, or not Desperado. What was the name of that TV show with the badass biker guy?
Oh, Renegade.
Renegade is what I meant to say, not Desperado.
Yeah.
Desperado's with Antonio Banderas.
Renegade is Lorenzo Lamas.
Lorenzo Lamas is Renegade. That movie or that show fucking rules, you guys. Go out and watch it. But yeah, he was kind of a rip-off version of that. He's so 90s. But he actually, I thought it was a decent performance. He oddly reminded me of like a not Michael Moriarty. There's another guy who I always get confused with Michael Moriarty. God,
Michael Rappaport.
No, not Michael Rappaport. All right.
Just start throwing Michaels
let's just
out
say
there.
Michael Rappaport.
Michael Rappaport, moving on.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, talking about the cast though, like this entire cast is basically playing the game, where do I know this person from? Yeah. Because it is the greatest collection of character actors that you'll see in a long time.
I mean, that's my favorite part, is going,
yeah.
Oh, that fucking guy rules, and then looking up who he is and what,
Yeah. So like the biggest one I think everybody will recognize is Clint Howard.
Yeah.
That was the first one. I was just like, he always plays that guy in the background eating food or getting wasted.
Yeah,
Always.
and saying weird shit, and everyone like knows he's weird. And, yeah.
Yeah, he sticks out like a sore thumb in this film. But like other people that like, so the biggest name in this film at the time would have been Diane Ladd.
Right.
She's obviously very, very known for Chinatown, but I don't know how she wound up in this film. But
well,
she
I
did.
think I do.
How's that?
This is a Jurassic Park ripoff, right?
Yeah.
And her daughter was one of the stars of Jurassic Park.
Oh, that's right.
So I think they went out and got her specifically because, like this is going to make it even more connected because Laura Dern is, whatever, what's her name in Jurassic Park?
Ellie Sattler.
Sattler. Yeah, Sattler in Jurassic Park.
Now I just feel like this is all just somehow symbolic because she was the one at the end who was like trying to she birthed another baby dino, right? So she basically birthed her daughter and basically birthed Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
you know what?
You got it, Meg.
She was the top to bottom on it.
Yeah.
She was.
You got it, Meg.
She was more the bottom, but she did fart out an egg.
We don't understand her kinks, so let's not actually make assumptions here.
Speaking of kinks, I was watching the part where the women are shooting eggs out of their vagina, and I thought this is someone's kink, and they're really loving this right now.
It's either someone's kink or it's about to be now that we're resurfacing Carnosaur in 2022.
Or there was an 8-year-old little Bry sitting there watching it. Grew up pretty
I think you're right, Steve. I think it's going to be someone's actually after this episode.
Right. Putting it back into the ether, into the zeitgeist. People are going to be like, oh yeah, you know what? I'm into egg stuff.
Like I get really horny when I see somebody who doesn't have like a picture on Twitter.
They're never going to be able to buy eggs at the store again.
Right.
Like they're just going to instantly get a boner. This is never going to work. They just open up one of the carts slowly and they're like, fuck.
Oh God, that one's a little tiny bit cracked. Oh my God, the brown eggs.
Oh God.
Why are we like this?
Little freckles.
Oh, she got the freckles.
Why'd you did it like the voice of like with the chicken strips.
Oh my God.
The macaroni with the chicken strips. Oh, I like that's like my fetish is I like tattooed eggs and it's like the Eggland's Best. They have the stamp on them.
Nice.
She's a rebel.
Yeah.
Easter eggs are like the furries of the group. They're always dressing up, being weird, going out of their way, putting bunny's ears on them.
Oh gosh. Are pickled eggs like zombie? Like people? Yeah. They're like the zombies of the egg fetish world.
Or they're like the MILFs. Sitting around.
No, that's hard boiled. Hard boiled eggs are like the MILFs. Yeah.
Gotcha.
They're halfway there.
Let's end the episode, guys. Let's just end it. It's over.
Carnosaur.
We've done as much as we can do.
We're making this way more interesting than the movie.
It's not that boring. It's got a lot of puppet attacks. It's great.
There was fun.
No, yeah,
yes, all the puppet attacks were fun.
You know, I mean, we talked about Clint Howard. I mean, his death was literally my favorite, actually.
Yeah, Clint Howard gets his head bit off. Fantastic.
I love that.
Yeah. So the plot, the progression of the film is that Diane Ladd, she invents this virus that it infects chickens and humans. They start giving birth to dinosaurs. The dinosaurs go on a rampage.
As dinosaurs are wont to do.
As dinosaurs do.
Sidebar, like when we're first learning about who Diane Ladd's character is in that like meeting at the beginning, did anyone else I forgot. I didn't catch the name, and I'm trying to look at the cast to like figure it out who it is. But it's like the one guy who's kind of like he works for the government, but he's sitting there with a Coca-Cola in front of him. So great product placement first and foremost. But he looks like the tiniest human I've ever seen, and not like a little person, just like the tiniest. You could have made his chair a little bit smaller
and higher. He was like his chin was like on the table.
I think he has back problems.
He definitely has back problems, and it was definitely just like an old man that was really sunk into his chair, all the way down. He was slouching, but slouching in a opposite direction.
Yeah. It did not look comfortable. Like, I was a little bit worried about his health. I thought maybe he should go to a chiropractor. I don't fucking know at this point. I was just concerned, guys.
Yeah. In that same scene, though, that's where we get introduced to Ned Bellamy's character, Fallon, who is the head of this Unis Corporation, which is kind of just this overall giant conglomerate. They're the ones employing Diane Ladd to create GMOs for their food because they're looking for ways to preserve food, make food tastier, all these things that, we just accepted into the 2000s. We'll just eat whatever. Who gives a shit? Does it taste good? Great.
Yeah. I love the scenes where, so he is definitely, it's weird because he's like the bad guy, evil corporate bigwig, which was a big thing, in the 80s and especially in the early 90s. And he reminds me of, he's definitely trying to do the eccentric Jeff Goldblum from Jurassic Park thing.
A little bit.
But then he's also doing, what's the name of the show that has like Jeffrey Tambor in it? And it's the one where...
Arrested Development?
No. But even before that, it was the one in the 80s with the guy who was in all the advertisements. He was like the...
Oh, the Larry Sanders Show.
No. He was a made up... He was a made up TV personality, and he was like a computer... he was a computer created TV personality.
Max Headroom?
Max Headroom. Okay, so you ever watch the Max Headroom TV show?
No.
You should definitely do that.
Okay.
Do you know the bad guy who runs the corp that does the blip commercials or whatever?
Oh, okay.
Like the main bad guy? He is a perfect cross between him and Jeff Goldblum from Jurassic Park. I could not think of Max Headroom to save my life. And
That's wild that you couldn't think of Max Headroom.
I know. I literally have been watching the whole series. I was just blanking on it. It's because I drank about 8 shots of gin right now.
Fuck yeah, you did.
Because I poured this glass about that high, or bourbon rather.
Shit, you don't even know what you're drinking anymore. That's a good level.
Yeah.
No, I almost wanted him to like be a little bit more creepy, or he's like such a caricature of like some sort of evil villain that just like always his shoulders are like halfway up his head. It's like all I wanted him to like just exist as.
So
he
was trying to be a little too like sexy cool.
Yeah.
Like he's being a little too crazy
guys.
sexy cool.
A little too sexy with it. Like I get what you're saying, Meg, because like
TLC reference.
He kind of has that
cool,
like almost vulture look about him. Just like as a person. So like if he hunched his shoulders up and like Mr. Burns did more and just looked, more villainous, it'd make a little more sense. But yeah, he's a little too playful, and we already mentioned it, but there's a scene where he's in his smoky, dark ass war room meeting room that looks like a set from Dr. Strangelove. It might just be that set.
It's lit very similarly, except for it's not black and white. But
it might just be that set, and Roger Corman found it and rebuilt it. But like he's laying on top of the desk feeding weird pie to generals. And he's like kicking his feet, like he's on his tummy kicking his feet.
That like this is like a ridiculous scenario that I'm imagining though, is that like he just found it at a yard, like he found the whole set at a yard sale and then he just used it.
Yes, no, that's how Roger Corman do.
Yeah.
He literally just goes in the back lots and says, "Can I have this?" And it's pre-built, and then
it's already broken.
You were gonna throw it away. You were gonna pay somebody to tear it apart. Yeah. I love the scene where he's feeding the senator like GMO blueberries.
Oh my god, that was my favorite.
Such a
what
weird
is like
scene.
The phrasing? It's just like the like singer and like a jazz club laying on the piano.
He really looks like it. Yeah,
I was like, who does that and is respectable? Like as far as like in his scenario,
the CEO of a company would never do that.
No, it's just such a weird. Yeah, it's such a weird character decision. But
do you think that was his choice?
I think it is.
I like
feels
to think
like
it is.
Yeah, it feels like it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's definitely one of his acting choices.
He was just laying on the table and they said action and he's like, fuck.
I can't imagine he was directed to do that. I think they gave him some latitudes and he really went for it.
Yeah. I believe that was one of a choice that was made. I believe the sheriff later on when he's just basically doing Carl Weathers from Predator in the town. That was a choice.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Whatever that story Clint Howard tells in the diner, that's his own
Yeah,
just
but
fucking
you
thing.
expect that from Clint Howard.
Right,
though.
yeah, no. But
Yeah.
it's just
Those
like
are actually lived. That was lived life.
That was actually just during a break. They just we're getting.
Did you guys just see what just happened?
Yeah. I love some of the lines in this movie, though. I mean, yes, I'm sure we'll talk about the special effects and stuff a little bit, but there are a couple of the lines that I absolutely loved. The first one was when they had like the drunk kids that like almost went over the cliff, that were all like in the car, like swerving around and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And they were supposed to be acting drunk because they were actively drinking and driving. Like they were chugging beers and like, it was like they were going, I want to die from drinking and driving related accident today.
pretty much.
But they were just going like, this was their drunk impression. They were just going like, oh shit, fuck. Oh shit. Oh fuck shit. Like that was just how that was their drunk people acting.
Yes.
And it got like, if it was on the background, you would never noticed it. But for whatever reason, I was paying like a lot more attention during that part than I was during other parts. And I was like, holy shit, they're really leaning hard into this performance.
This choice of fucking shit and
Fucking shit and shit and fuck. And I'm like, do you know the difference between like drunk and stoned? Also, they were kind of doing like a stoner, like a stereotypical stoner type of thing. I don't know. It was bizarre.
yeah, it was definitely like the imaginations of children, which they weren't children, but it's just like the imaginations of like, what would it be like if I was fucked up?
Yeah, they were like the cartoon mice, like hiccuping down the sidewalk, kind of.
Yeah,
drunk.
pretty much.
That might have been more funny though.
The best one by far was where is it? A quote that I think I'll use in my daily life moving forward, which is, I'd rather have a bottle in front of me than a frontal lobotomy.
I noted that one. I feel like I've heard that before, but I do love that line, and I did note it because I think it's great.
Great dad joke.
I also earmarked that one, and earmarked it as probably a shirt. So
Yeah, that's a great, such a strong one. And then the last one, which I did not write down verbatim, maybe you guys did, but it was something about like the guy. So they're busting balls in the van. The two guys who just like sneeze in each other's faces and they're just disgusting and they're just eating chicken and doing all this weird stuff in this van.
yeah,
And the one character actor he's great. He's a great character actor. His name's Brent Hinckley. He's in a fucking million things. Like you'll recognize his face immediately.
basically he plays like every character that's named Cletus ever.
Yeah.
Like,
Because he does have like his eyes are a little bit I don't know if he does it for his performances or if it's something that's like in his everyday life, but his eyes kind of look in two opposite directions a little bit. And he's just a great character actor. But he says, he's talking to the one guy and he says something about, are you talking, he says it's like seismic strange seismic activity. And he's like, you talking about my wife? Strangely orgasmic activity.
That's what that's the line. Yeah.
So
Strangely
fucking. That caught me too.
Wait, what are you saying? Or because he delivered it as if it was going to be like
Like a
take
good
my
zinger.
wife, please.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like making fun. But then it was like, wait, are you saying your wife is good at sex?
It's
Yeah, I
not
think that's
like
what he was getting at.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Go for it. But just the way you delivered it made it sound like it was going to be a burn on her.
It was such a left turn from what was being talked about. Like,
But
they go
she just sounds like a really great wife, and I don't know
She
why
likes
you're
to-
talking
yeah,
shit, man. She
yeah.
likes to fuck, and you're
And
like
you're ugly
complaining.
as fuck. Like,
Legit. No, the joke is that he doesn't actually have a wife.
oh, maybe that's it.
the joke is he's a virgin.
Yeah, the joke is that the chickens are his wives.
Taking chicken bribes.
Chicken brides.
Chicken brides.
That's
it make-
Gonzo. Gonzo takes chicken brides.
It makes sense if he was saying like strange seismic activity and he's like, oh, sounds like my bed. You know?
Yeah,
'Cause, like,
that would have made more sense.
Okay,
honestly.
you actually
yeah.
rewrote that TMTM. We'll
Yeah,
save
if
that
he
for the
punched
fan
up
film.
the joke. Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
good punch up.
Yeah, because it like his bed shaking like strange seismic activity, but like just saying strangely orgasmic, like that doesn't make any sense. Like,
and it's also like not a common phrase anybody says.
No, it's like, oh, my wife comes weird. It's like, what?
It's like super aggressive. It's really wild. And then
He doesn't even know what he's doing. You're like, dude, you might be okay at sex.
What if he just kept bringing it up? He like kept bringing it up, and then he was just like, are you saying you want to talk about this? And he's like, they ended up having like a real heart-to-heart about it.
Like he keeps bringing up subtly and like just really stupid jokes, and it was like so off
And
topic.
then he's like, yeah, that's what my wife does.
You're like, we weren't even talking about
like that's
sex.
normal. I think that it is or is not.
Something came out of her, and I didn't understand it.
We need to re-edit the film, remove the parts with the fake drunk kids, and put in more parts with these two truck drivers who are like talking about like the dude's strange wife coming. Like,
just have some real.
He just didn't know
like,
he made her squirt, and he's just like freaked out still.
He doesn't know how to talk about squirting with anybody else.
But he didn't know how he did it. He just thinks it's actually a disease now, and he actually had to go to church. He usually went to church. He's like, "What the fuck happened?" And you're like, "Your wife needs burnt now. She's a witch, actually."
That is another variation on our splurt shirt, but it just says, "I don't know how to deal with squirt." I don't know how to deal with squirt.
Don't know how to deal with it.
What do we do with all this?
What do we do with all this?
It's not like a vat, Meg. Jesus.
Yeah, what am I supposed to do with all this squirt? That's the shirt.
He's not in a Costco warehouse.
What am I
do with all this squirt?
Can you just do a squirt t-shirt with the Costco logo like in the front? We're the only ones that are gonna get it.
Yeah, it's only for us. That's most of the show. So through all these chickens hatching and then attacking, obviously we get townsfolk getting attacked. We have the people at the chicken farm and / research lab getting attacked. And then you have the character we talked about, Doc, who is out at the quarry. And he's have a whole separate thing going on with environmentalists attacking and attaching themselves to the construction equipment for the quarry. And this is where he meets Anne / Thrush. Because that's her
It's my new
hippie
nickname,
name.
guys.
Yeah, that's her hippie name.
So-
Which is that disease you get when you take antibiotics.
Yeah.
And, like, you get a bacterial or you get like a fungal infection in your mouth or something, isn't it?
It's a fungal infection of your mouth.
Gross.
But
Okay,
hold
it's
on.
not my nickname now.
Yeah. But it's also a type of bird.
Oh.
So I think
That's the joke, yeah.
Yeah. I think the writer was like, oh yeah, thrush, like a bird. And then found out, oh, fungal infection? Oh, well, it stays, I guess.
Well, is a dirty hippie.
She is. Yeah, that's exactly. I'm with you on that one. Yeah, no, it totally makes sense. It's like it's a bird, but also she's gross and disgusting, and she's gonna die, but also birth some dinos in the meantime.
Sure.
Motherfucker.
So
That's how I assume everything happened. Is they say motherfucker at the end, but in that very
it was the 90s.
I'm trying to think about what the shirt variation of it is, where it's like something about squirting dinos, like popping out dino eggs.
But it's like a question. I feel like, but
Yeah.
again, there's somehow question that on the shirt.
All right, we'll work through it.
We'll figure it out. But yeah, Thrush is played by Jennifer Runyon, who you may or may not recognize as she was the female student in the opening of Ghostbusters, the one that Bill Murray's hitting on. When he's doing the electroshock experiment.
Mm-hmm.
She married Todd Corman in 1991. So you can probably guess how she got this role in a Roger Corman film.
Yeah, that's
Uncle
his
Roger.
sister-in-law or half niece.
It's like niece-in-law, because like Todd is Uncle Roger's
She definitely
nephew.
comes off like
I
a lady that just needs a job. She just needs a hobby for a little while. Get this housewife a fucking
it's like
hobby.
the harshest. She seems like the kind of lady who just like needs a job.
She needed to get out of the house. Jesus, Meg.
Guys, I'm a fucking feminist. No, that was really rude of me, but that was
Give
a joke.
this lady a job.
Give this
she
lady
can't
a fucking
cook.
job.
Just give her a job.
Her choices were star in Carnosaur or sell Pampered Chef.
Yeah.
And Mary Kay was knocking at the door.
Yeah. This is Jennifer Runyon Thrush. She is the female lead that Doc falls in love with, and it's just like the laziest kind of writing as far as falling in love, because she shows up one night and he lets her go and then doesn't turn her into the police, and then like one night later they hang out and she gives him a shitty knot like friendship bracelet.
Yeah, it seemed like it was a very third grade roller rink romance.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It's like, I like you, you like me, but like, do you like me?
Yeah. Here, what if she passed him like one of those like little notes?
Yeah.
Those little
yeah.
notes that were like kind of like a paper football kind of folded up.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Mark, yes
It
or
was
no?
it was
Yeah.
actually like rolled up and just like put in her skate, and then it's like she had to like find it, and she didn't find it till later, and then like it was just like super cute and romantic. You guys,
Yeah.
I'm here for the
Yeah.
love story today. You know,
She
ruined
passed it
my
back
night.
to him.
Come for the Carnosaurs, stay for the romance.
Come CUM for the Carnosaur.
It's not how you bring people in.
Squirt for the romance.
Come for the Carnosaurs, squirt for the romance.
Oh God. Ugh.
No, Meg just said that. I just
know.
literally just repeated what she said.
Just saying it again is upsetting though.
You guys can like cut me out at any given point.
Oh, that would be a sweet. That would be a sweet like Hallmark movie.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to show Carnosaur on the Hallmark Channel. I'm sorry.
Well, there doesn't have to be dinosaurs, but maybe like the woman's like a paleontologist and like she's just like really busy. She has such a demanding career and she can never find love. She's always moving all over the place. And then finally she falls in love with this. I'm going to assume he owns a bakery or something like that. But I mean, squirting happens.
Sure.
Is this a Christmas movie too?
It's set at Christmas. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Christmas sore for December.
Again, we're making this movie way more interesting.
Yeah.
It gives you a lot to think about. You get a whole bunch of, aside from all the goofy character actors, now you can put them in other situations. And like, this is the reboot that we need. We need carnival dinosaurs. Like, with how goof ass Jurassic World got, you have to get into these crazy situations. You have to have small town dinosaurs opening bakeries. You have to have
I'm here for it. I'm
Working-
gonna get
like
you're
working
reading my
lady-
serious face now. Yeah,
Like lady
let's do
boss,
it.
working dinosaur lady bosses.
they're all girl bosses because all the dinosaurs are female. That's what you learn from Jurassic Park.
You guys, it was a super like sidebar thing. Did you guys catch that meme where it was like this heart that looked like it had been smoking for 100 years and it was just really sad, and it was like, even girl bosses need forehead kisses, and I'm just wrapping that into all of this. I was like,
Girl bosses need forehead kisses. That's a good one.
Well, you know what, Meg? I think that's very appropriate because
for
Diane
me,
Ladd
yes,
is
definitely.
yeah, but I mean Diane Ladd is a girl boss in this movie.
She's a total boss bitch.
She's
And she-
also just like a bitch.
She's a boss bitch, also a regular bitch.
Because nobody gave her forehead kisses. If somebody gave her forehead kisses, maybe she wouldn't be trying to end all of humanity in favor of
I mean,
dinosaurs.
that's how you end up. You can't squirt without a little flirt. You know what I mean?
God.
Little forehead kiss. You can't squirt without the flirt.
I'm not making like 5 different squirt shirts. This isn't happening.
Squirtshirts.com. Squirtshirt.org. Squirtshirt.edu. We donate $1 from each shirt to some sort of charitable cause at squirtshirt.edu.
I also think at the end of the day, we do need a Pornhub like logo shirt too. This is Halloween's forever.
Sure.
No, I did know one of her quotes that I did love, and that's exactly related to that. And she's like, "In the study of nature, one must be as remorseless as nature herself." I was like, "Fuck yeah, bitch boss, fucking go." Yeah, sorry, I was trying to take it serious, and it does not actually work at all. I just need to go back to being ridiculous right now.
Yeah, she's full on renegade. Like she's taking the company money from the weird Jeff Goldblum CEO, and she's using it to engineer the end of the world.
I'm just surprised that they didn't pull the Stick song "Renegade." Like as soon as she came on screen, I feel like it'd be
That's
so
too
perfect.
much money, Meg.
Yeah,
it's too much money, and Roger Corman would not put up with it. Roger Corman will not license music like that. That's a waste of money. Are you crazy?
Clearly, yes, is the answer to that.
Yeah. The other thing I like about this film is just there's almost never. You don't go 2 scenes in a row without somebody getting attacked by the Carnosaur. Mm-hmm. Like you get a Carnosaur attack and then like an exposition scene. And then a Carnosaur attack. It's never like let's do an extended. Well. Yeah. It's never let's do an extended explanation or anything. I think probably the longest drag is when Doc and Thrush are like having their third grade romance. But then like after that, those kids get killed and that's fine. And then, Doc and Thrush find the dead kids. And then you get like more attacks. You get Clint Howard getting his head bit off. You get fucking the people in the truck getting attacked. So, and then you have like the Diane Ladd. She has set up like that Resident Evil corridor.
Yes.
Where like there's like spinning lights and a laser that cuts that dude's hand up. That's fucking crazy. And they keeps him in there with the giant Carnosaur. That rules.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I definitely didn't expect that. Felt a little out of left field, but it wasn't complaining. It was a cool scene. Here's a question, and this just reminded me because you were saying about the truck scene. That seemed to me to be a direct ripoff of the Jeep scene in Jurassic Park where the little spitter dinosaur ends up in the Jeep with Wayne Knight.
Oh, for sure.
We definitely can just credit this. Diane Ladd had the insight. I bet you she was feeding shit back, bro.
She might have. Because I'm going to say, how did they know that was going to be in the movie unless somebody who worked on like both movies or somebody knew somebody? I guess Roger Corman knows what's going on in Hollywood, I guess. But like, it was essentially that scene. But if you remember, that's a great scene in Jurassic Park, iconic scene. But you don't really see anything. Besides getting the shit spit on his face, you don't actually see anything happen to Newman. He doesn't. You just see like the Jeep rocking, and you don't come a knocking kind of situation. But in this movie, they show it. There, you could tell Roger Corman was like, "Oh, that scene, okay, but let's show everything."
Right.
And it's a little dinosaur just eating the fuck out of everybody's. Like at first, it definitely looks like he's just giving everyone like tummy sticks.
Yeah.
But then, of course, he's eating their guts and stuff. But I was just confused. I'm like, because I watched it, was like, oh, obvious Jurassic Park ripoff. And then I was like, oh my God, this came out first.
Right.
Which didn't make a lot of sense. But I guess he could have heard that through other channels.
See, and I think it's, I would have to look at what the full production schedule for the original Jurassic Park was, but I felt like that movie took like a year to make because they did say they did the principal photography and everything first, and then they had they had the animatronics, but then they had to all the CGI they made, like they basically invented from scratch because CGI wasn't a thing really back then. So like I felt like their post-production time was so long that Corman was able to crank out this 60-day movie or whatever.
Sounds about right.
So like he would have known everything that happened on principal photography, made his movie, and then Jurassic Park finishes. Which is also why like there's a line in the film of like they're talking about dinosaurs being made. It was like it's a line between Diane Ladd and Doc, and Doc's like, "Oh, sounds like a great theme park," which again is just another reference to Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
So
right.
Yeah, yeah, there's definitely like he pilfered things that he knew was available. You know, maybe he even got a fucking shooting script.
Could
you
have.
know? So yeah, Corman's connected, man. He's not. He's on the inside.
He's resourceful. He'll figure it out. I would be curious to find out where he got the dinosaurs. I can't imagine they were built for this. That seems like not something he wouldn't spend the money on.
Right.
But they had, some of them were just straight up puppets. And then other ones were like animatronics.
Right.
Like specifically the ones where they keep looking up like the, during the hippies, getting munched on the backhoe or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And, you look up at it and its eyes are moving and its face is moving and it's like, it's a full on animatronic kind of thing.
Yeah. I feel like it's possible that he did spend the money to build, because like Meg said, it's like 850,000, you know? So like there is some money involved.
Nothing, yeah.
Yeah. It's not nothing. So it's probably like half the Diane lad and then, the others like everywhere else. Yeah. But I feel like he probably did spend the money to build these Carnosaurs because they also get recycled in future movies.
Yeah.
Wait, can we take a step back and maybe it's something that might make me sound super naive? The name Carnosaur.
Yeah.
Are we like, where is this name coming from as far as like, are these supposed to in theory be like like in theory, in his mind, he's looking at them as like basically manufactured things like cars. Am I like, where am I at with this?
No, I think it's like a carnivore dinosaur, like a meat-eating dinosaur.
But that's what they are. Most of them, some of them are anyway. Like, God damn it.
Yeah, no, it's a bad name.
It's a bad name. I want more meaning to it. I want more meaning to it. Like, no,
I just think it's like a herbivore versus a carnivore, and now they're like, oh, it's a dinosaur, carnivorous dinosaur. It's a carnosaur.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally a word.
Yeah,
like that is used, like they didn't invent it for the book or the movie. It's a word that existed.
I wanted some relation for it to all make sense besides like at the end when the dinosaur is basically fighting the like little like a piece of equipment and I was just like, the bobcat, and I was just like basically the dino's going like fuck your couch, but like so I was like, okay, cool, this is like some sort of like fight here, but yeah. No. I'm definitely getting ahead because I had another comment about another scene which cracked me up, but
yeah, no, it's just the fact that it like Brian said, it's just a determination of like there's a Carnosaur and then there's an Herbisaur.
Okay, so I would like to see the movie where this is actually just a bunch of herbivore dinosaurs and see what actually would happen, because I think it might actually be a little bit more funny.
And they're just they're killing people like on accident.
Actually, the dinosaurs just want to smoke a bunch of weed and take shrooms. TM. We're gonna do this as a fan.
Stoner dinosaurs.
I like the idea that the dinosaurs are.
It's Herbisaur.
Because I'm just really good at coming up with different ideas. Like I don't think I have much to contribute to this movie besides just coming up with better ideas for it.
I like the idea Herbisaur because it's a play on words. Mm-hmm. It's like it's a triceratops. But he also loves fucking weed. He loves herb.
Yeah, and he's also
you're really scared of him at first, but then he's just like, no, bro, you want to smoke a joint?
But like he's trying to be really chill, but he keeps in his effort to be like chill, cool guy. Like he's like riding a longboard and shit, but he like accidentally like stabs a bunch of people with his giant horn.
Oh my god!
He's
a really long longboard is actually what I got distracted by at first.
It's like as big as a bus. Like
I like the idea of the movie being similar to Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Yeah, where like they keep accidentally murdering people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But like the whole experiment is like the government has been hotboxing this Triceratops.
Oh my god. Yeah,
they've just been blowing weed smoke in its face.
LSD, like it's actually it's a Triceratops that has just been fed LSD for so long that it's now just like perpetually fucked up.
Yeah, and it's just like an MK Ultra project.
Yes, no, exactly. That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Or even better, the Triceratops, because it's like been just nonstop being fed acid for years and years. It thinks it's being really cool, but it's actually like raging and eating a bunch of people.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's like in
Absolutely.
his mind, he's like, "Chill, guys. You have any
Like, just
chips?"
relax.
And then, like,
Just stay there. Stop moving.
and then they like cut to like the people's point of view, and he's just like shish kebabbing 80 people on his horns and stuff.
Yeah, like he doesn't even realize things are on his face anymore. You're like,
Yeah.
oh man, we got to shut this guy down. Maybe he needs to go to jail.
That's a great line. Oh man, we gotta shut this guy down.
He sees like a Land Rover, and he thinks it's a Stegosaurus, and he high fives it, but he's like really, like crushing the people inside of the Land Rover.
Don't do that stuff.
Oh, bro, not cool.
But it's actually one of those like, oh my god. Okay, guys, hear me out. You know those like bicycle like bar ride things?
Sure, yeah.
That same scenario, but one of those.
Okay.
But you're
Wait,
like
what?
happy.
No, please explain again.
No,
I'm lost.
She's just saying, like, think of the bicycle bar rides, and he thinks like it's another dinosaur, and so like he goes to high five the bicycle bar ride, but he just
Wait, what
kills
are you
all the
saying?
people.
Bicycle bar ride. What's that?
You've never seen those? It's
No,
like a
what
big. It's
You
like
ever seen,
groups
like,
of
riding
people.
around
It's a
town?
pedal bar.
Yeah.
Oh, a pedal
Yeah.
bar. Yes. Gotcha.
Yeah.
But like you're not upset because it's those people on that thing. They're all annoying.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know where we're at with the movie at this point, but I had to like a
I don't
really
know.
funny.
We started writing Herbisaur. It's
Yeah. It's a different show now.
yeah. This is all completely
one
different.
of my absolute favorite scenes, top tier at this point. Do you remember when the dinosaur was outside? Because he kind of like seemingly gets bigger throughout the film. Like,
Well, he
very-
goes up and
it's
down
like
in size.
he blobs it. He's like basically
Yeah.
the blob.
Yeah,
But he's outside of that like phone booth, and then the phone goes off, but he gets real upset.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel,
Yeah.
you can correct me if he attacked it or not, but I feel like this was like the setup for the scene of how fucking phone booths got extinct. And I feel like they were actually explaining a lot to me about my life.
This was the beginning of the end for phone booths.
Yeah.
Booths, I mean, is what
Yeah,
you're saying?
absolutely. I think that was actually it. There, everyone's like, I don't want to know who's on. I mean, now, if I don't know who's calling me, like, okay, two things. If I'm not going to answer my phone if I don't know who's calling me, but also when I work in an office, if it's not my phone going off, I'm not going to answer it because it's not for me
Right.
Right.
because they don't have that number.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't
You
fucking
weren't
care.
expecting that call,
Fuck your
so you don't
couch.
care.
Fuck your phone.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I agree. The Carnosaur carries in some, relevance into 2022 of not picking up numbers you don't recognize.
It's environmental horror
Steve
and
gives so much
not picking up
legitimacy to my
phone
life.
calls you don't recognize. Those are like the two big themes in this movie.
Oh my god, why is life what it is? Anywho, We're doing
Did you
great.
guys happen to pick up on the fact that like while all these dinosaur attacks are happening, like every time somebody investigates it, they try to blame a bobcat.
yeah.
But then
Yeah,
but
it's like an
then
ongoing
the
joke.
end of the film, a bobcat fights the Carnosaur.
Oh my god, this is like full circle shit. It's like fucking
It's
weird.
big
like
time.
poetry, it
So cool.
rhymes.
So-
Yeah. It's like poetry. I don't know why. Like who thought of that? Did they have access to a
the
bobcat?
government did, Brian. The government did.
I mean, the writer who was like,
It was the
Okay.
government, like literally. The writers were
Meg-
the government.
oh, I see.
Meg is trying to say this film was an op.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
I
This whole
have
thing's a
another
false
comment
flag.
that I'm looking here, just like thinking about the acting, is that maybe it was Anne Thrush's like fucking acting, but there was a lot of like real Amber Heard acting here, where it's just like, I stepped on a bee, like it's just like a lot of that. You know what I'm
Amber
saying?
And then she dropped the grumpy on the bed.
So what did you guys think about the kind of ending where they call in FEMA to fucking murder everybody.
That
just
is
felt like this was
darker
like-
than expected.
It was. Yeah, it was. I just kind of like, I have this note. I was like, oh, okay. So basically the government fucked up, which basically they did by letting Diane Ladd like fucking do her thing and not keep her checked. So they're like, well, we just got to shut this down. I feel like there is another movie we definitely have seen this on though. Is
There's a ton of movies.
Yeah.
First of all, every Resident
Blob.
Evil movie.
Yeah.
Actually, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty
They
much.
just they nuked the town pretty much, and I mean that's what they always are trying to do with Raccoon City or do. You know,
Yeah.
they just nuke everybody, and then what else? No, this wasn't. I mean, the military comes in, but they're more like saving the day in the mist.
Sure.
But and then the guy, murders his.
What I
Thomas
want to
Jane.
know is that there's
Thomas Jane.
multiple Carnosaurs. So basically, what they didn't actually work. So like, what the fuck? Like where? Like we didn't get a hint at the end though. Like it wasn't like the blob where
Mhm.
there was like a guy that had a container of the blob, but like we didn't really see that. Like they were basically trying to burn everything. It was more of like a thing action. You know what I mean? Like the thing.
Right.
It's like
Mhm.
that's
so-
what it was.
Yeah. Yeah, it was much more of a government fuck up because the government comes in and they shoot all the women who are having immaculate conception by
Mhm.
dinosaur,
Mhm.
which is, that's something for our time. They're just killing all the pregnant women.
Jurassic Conception.
Yeah, they're having Jurassic conception.
That's
then-
actually a shirt. Actually, that. But it I can see it already. I might even design it myself.
Fair enough. But like the doc gets the cure to the virus and brings it back to Thrush, but then they're both killed by the government. And then the
Right.
government sets that trailer on fire, assumingly also destroying the antivirus.
Okay, so for 2 seconds, I almost didn't think that Thrush was actually killed because she was like laying on the bed, and the scene was very clearly that they were killing Doc, but until the fire came into play.
Right.
But I was like, maybe she still could have gotten away if that was like this where the sequel picked up.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
not in the sequel, I don't believe.
They might have intentionally left it a little bit open ended.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that scene itself, even like Jennifer Runyon wasn't even in it because the whole time she's faced away from the camera and like you just see her back and her hair. And I think this like ending was maybe just tacked on.
Yeah.
Like they just filmed something that
They
like,
had to reshoot it because something
Sure.
happened or she had to leave or, who
Right.
knows what.
yeah. And then
Maybe
just
she got
that,
called to Jurassic Park as like one of the dinosaurs, Like, I mean,
Sure.
I think that's pretty much everyone from this film ended
And
up
then
being
Roger
a
Corman just put her clothes on and stood there, just with the back facing the camera. Roger Corman is the body double for every single actor in every single one
I
of his
actually
movies.
just want to understand what a dinosaur kink would look like.
A dinosaur what?
a dinosaur kink.
Oh,
Well-
it just looks like regular people.
Well, I
Like,
just
stop.
imagine
I don't know why
like
you're
her
trying
husband. I just imagine her husband probably just like perpetually dresses up as a dinosaur just to turn her on. Like,
like one of those big inflatable ones.
Maybe a big inflatable, maybe a furry style.
Could
oh
be.
my
They're-
god,
in the furry world, they're called scalies. So
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
yeah, if
Very
you're
nice.
if you're a lizard furry, you're a scaly. So you
See that? Makes
So
sense.
there you go,
I'm
Meg.
learning
There's your
so
Google.
much.
There's your Google searches for the night.
Thanks, Steve.
All the different subcategories of furries.
I'm
Yeah.
learning so much
Mhm.
about myself and about my kinks.
Society and culture.
Yeah,
There was a
I don't know what you look up for egg kink though. Sorry.
egg kink. What's the word? Like, what's the Latin for like egg? I feel like that's
Ovum?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is it like it's got to be
What
like
the
something like that? Anyway,
Steve's a
speaking of-
genius and he just knows the shit right off the top of his head. Where are we at with this movie? Are we
We're
done?
at the end.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
just going to talk about furries for a minute.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool. Tell me, did you take your kids? I feel like a lot of people take their kids to Anthrocon.
No, I didn't do that. But I did have a friend who used to work in the building right across from the convention center.
Yeah.
And like up high on one of the higher floors downtown. And they used to like pretty much not work that whole week and just sit there and watch all the craziness
Fuck yeah, you
happening
would.
through the windows.
For
Because
context,
they're all doing it on, like they would put shows on specifically in the rooms for people who are watching them in the other buildings and stuff.
That's interesting. I kind of like that. But for reference for people listening, we're in Pittsburgh and we have one, you guys correct me, like we have Anthrocon, which is like one of the biggest furry conventions in the country every year. So we get a lot of people who are into dressing up as different animals, and it's like super fun and cute, but then also it can be kinky and all this other stuff. You know, we don't shame here. We love all the furries. I've seen a lot of people just like go to it just to have some fun, and then
I mean they like to party, man.
Yeah,
they like to party.
Seems
they
really
like
cool.
to get wild. They're on vacation. They're
Everyone's
from what I
super
understand
cool.
very well. Be like no one starts anything.
This is
They're
not a Kenny
furries.
Chesney concert
No,
in
this is
Pittsburgh.
not-
It's for better than a Kenny Chesney.
Yeah,
Oh
it
my
is
gosh!
like
I
it is the antithesis
I would live
of
at
an
Anthrocon before I went to one Chenny Kisney.
Absolutely.
Chenny Kisney.
We went down to the North
That's actually
Shore.
another shirt, Steve.
Chenny Kisney.
Goddamn.
No, it's Anthrocon versus Kenny Chesney. Like,
Chenny Kisney.
that's it.
It's gotta be Chenny Kisney.
Chenny Kisney.
We went down to the North Shore for when it was Chenny Kisney Day. Me and some of my coworkers just to do some people watching. Oh boy, howdy! That was a whole thing.
Oh boy, howdy!
That was a whole thing.
Man, did you go down there just like incognito, like wearing cowboy boots?
I was just wearing regular people clothes, but I did stand out.
I just have a running joke with a friend about like us drinking Cowboys at Ruggers locally, which is basically a 24-ounce PBR and a shot of Old Grandad. But like the joke is basically that every time we drink it, we say "giddy up" to one another, and he jokes about getting cowboy boots all the time, and I'm just waiting.
Yeah.
So my life is only half coming full circle with this conversation.
Yeah, it's the.
But I don't want Kenny Chesney in my life ever.
Nah.
Okay, we're going off the rails again.
Yes, we're way.
No
way,
one
way,
understands
way
what we're talking about anymore, guys. This is now like a lifestyle podcast.
I'm stoned now, so I have no responsibility. I'm just following whatever conversation you guys are going on.
Brian is full of bourbon and weed. He's trying to channel the herbisaur.
All right, Steve, bring us home. Bring us fucking home.
So let's just come right back to the end. Like I said, everybody dies. It's one of the most nihilistic endings before you see martyrs. It's pretty great. It's funny how they just
below the Planet of the Apes or whatever that one is, where just like the world explodes or some shit. Everyone goes to hell. I forget.
Yeah,
fuck
everybody
the
just says
world.
fuck it. Everybody dies. It doesn't matter. The government gets their way, and then you get 2 more Carnosaur films. So,
have you seen the other 2?
I've seen them, but I don't remember them that well because they're not like as on the line as this one is with being like it's over intelligent for the budget it's on and everything. The other 2 are just not. They're not that. Yeah,
Are
they're
they
not
Corman?
that. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're all Corman films. It's just like I said, he recycles a whole lot of shit in both of them. Yeah, and just like I'll say like Carnosaur 2, you get more of a Velociraptor. Like those Velociraptor the costumes that go around theme parks and shit.
Yeah.
Scaring kids.
That's what the monster is.
I actually, the only other comment I had that I didn't mention in the episode was like, they talk about the claws a lot. And then there was one scene where, I'm trying to think if it was, maybe it was like the sheriff and he was near one of the dinosaurs and then the dinosaurs comes up behind him. I literally almost even like mildly hoped that it was just going to be like a ball grab. Like I'm going to rip off your dick thing. And that was like, but that's the only joke that I have for it because I was like, this is what I want to happen, but that's not what happened.
Right.
I mean, it was good. I mean, it was a good like fucking kill, but like at the same time I was like I wanted to just be like grab his dick, like just like make him less of a man.
just grab his dick.
I'm a feminist. Grab him the dick, rip it off.
Like okay, but I mean like the sheriff actually was pretty decent. I mean,
that's fine.
Whether
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
You,
everyone dies.
Just any guy.
I have no emotional attachment.
There's no situation in a movie where Meg would find it inappropriate for someone's dick to get ripped off.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Thank you,
it could
Brian.
be like Miracle on
Thank
34th Street.
Thank you.
Fuck you, Santa.
10 out of
Santa
10.
rip his dick off.
I actually want every Santa's dick ripped off. Don't take me to a mall.
Meg's actually, this is spiraling into like one of her big campaign promises is if she gets elected to office, she's going to make sure that she's going to rip the dicks off every Santa Claus there is.
This is back to Meg, like in her anti-Christian ways and like how much she disrespects Jesus. It carries over into ripping off Santa dicks.
Yeah. Well, Santa and Jesus are the same thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you put Jesus in front of me, I'm gonna rip his dick off too.
Jesus doesn't have a dick. He's an angel. It's rounded off down there like a Ken doll.
Jesus was immaculated, concepted like these animal dinosaurs.
Guys, I don't know why you keep letting me on this show. I just don't understand.
Yeah, this is not one of Roger Corman's better flicks.
Actually, I think we were emulating Roger Corman's films and just this is schlock. Fucking
this schlock podcast.
This is it right now.
Yeah, this film is getting the respect that it deserves.
Megan right now of how ridiculous my brain can work. All right.
All of my favorite Roger Corman movies have Vincent Price in them. So I will always I love Vincent Price so much, so I will pretty much watch anything with Roger Corman in it because there's a good chance Vincent Price is going to be in it.
Gotcha.
But
mine's Death Race.
Death Race. Oh, well, yeah, but that's not. Yeah, I guess I was thinking exclusively horror.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I gotcha.
Mask of the Red Death and all that shit.
Right.
The Pit and the Pendulum and all that.
Yeah.
All the Poe shit.
Them's goods too.
Yeah.
Damn sugar.
All right.
Okay.
Anything else on beautiful Carnosaur?
No, I'm glad I was able to introduce it to you and make you watch it because I'm the champ. I'm the Champosaurus.
You really sold
are
it
the
to us like we
Champosaurus.
would actually like this.
I didn't dislike it. I think when I started watching it last night, I was not in the right mind set, state. I actually wanted to watch something like
Is that what it is?
I mean, I was too high.
Okay.
I feel like when I'm high,
I was too sober, I think.
Yeah, I think I was too. Yeah, I was too high that I wanted to watch something scary.
I needed
not something silly.
I definitely in watching this, for anyone who hasn't watched it yet, I don't suggest being sober. I think you gotta go in having fun with it. Always go in having fun and just ready to make fun of it. That's the type of film this is.
Yeah,
that's where I'm at.
Yeah. Don't be sober, but also don't be too fucked up. Because you'll just either go to sleep or not enjoy yourself.
Handle your business
out of your butt and just set it aside. And then take a sip of bourbon like Brian. I'm actually just recreating Brian's scenario for this, watching this movie.
Except for I didn't take the dildo out.
See, and that's why you didn't enjoy it as much.
That's why I had a bad time.
Yeah, that's why you had
Don't take the dildo out. Gonna have a bad time.
Gonna have a bad time. All right.
All right.
Take me off.
I want to really quickly, because I remembered I completely forgot at the top of the show, is how the hell are you going to help us decide on these topics that we talked about, which I will go ahead and I guess restate now before I forget. Sports horror, in parentheses, is that a thing? Question mark, end parentheses. Future directors and writers. So again, we're talking about your low budget filmmakers that ended up being big, giant, blockbuster filmmakers. And then non-traditional vampires, which is actually more open-ended than we kind of thought about. Anyway, if you want to help us pick that for the next episode, you're going to have to follow us on the social medias, primarily Instagram, it's at Halloween is Forever. To Twitter, which is at Hallow Forever. Right? At Hallow Forever.
Yep.
I'm too stoned to actually go through the actual
just Google
things,
us.
but I'm going to keep going. Halloween is Forever podcast on Facebook. Halloween is Forever pod on at Halloween is Forever pod on the TikToks.
You got it.
Hey,
Yeah.
and
Man.
Halloween is Forever pod at gmail.com. Guys, that took an incredible amount of dedication on my part and just willpower and talent.
You got Nobel Prize for that actually coming at you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So follow us on them social media outlets if you want to help us pick that dang topic for next time. And then we will throw that out there sometime this week for a little votey vote. Get ready for that sumbitch. Anything else? Anything else we're forgetting?
No, brah. I'm just trying to forget that Steve's the champion. That's all I'm trying to do right now.
Can't forget.
Yeah.
Send me my belt.
Can't forget. Can't stop.
I
Won't
will
stop.
also run over yours as well. Some of your dress. I'll put it in the mail tomorrow. Motherfucker.
We're going to have some other fun episodes coming up here. We got a couple guests coming up. We got a whole bunch of rowdy shit.
Like
and
really
again,
fuck up your day. Who do we have coming up? I don't even fucking know at this point.
I'm not going to say it. It's a spies.
Cool. Surprise. Surprise.
All right.
Surprise me.
If that is all for the Halloween is Forever crew, I'm Brian.
I'm Meg and I'm fucked up.
I'm Steve, also 2 podcasts deep of drinking.
Hey, all right. Boy.